Brooklyn Nets Sean Marks must hold on to Nic Claxton and do not trade him under any circumstances. He is pivotal for the Brooklyn Nets future, and I'm going to get into it right now. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you're new to the channel, it's your boy Rashid. All right, let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. You guys see the actual graphics. You see the title of the show. Do not trade Nic Claxton under any circumstances. And he is the reason for why the Brooklyn Nets can actually become a, let's say, championship team within the next 3 or 4 years. Now, it's not going to be what you actually think. I'm going with a totally different angle with this. Now, let's get into this article here. It says that it comes from Brooklyn Nets on SI, and they believe that they shouldn't trade Nic Claxton because of the improvements, you know, in his game, and there has been some improvements, right? We actually see him making free throws. Now, for the past 2 years, I've been hard on Nic Claxton, man. I've been really, really hard on him. But there has been some off-season improvements. It took this show actually coming out there and putting it out there for Nic Claxton to get into the lab and work on his game, though, man. But let's get into the article and let's see what they believe why they shouldn't trade Nic Claxton versus my reasons. All right, you guys see it right over here, man. Why the Nets should hold on to Claxton despite trade speculation. All right, so it says at 26 years old, Claxton's talent might be utilized on a team ready to win now. His offensive repertoire has really opened up as he averaging the most assists and drives per game this career. Each time Claxton get a touch, you feel good about what decision he's going to make. He'll either take it in strong, swing it to the corner, or initiate a dribble handoff to Michael Porter Jr. using his big frame to screen off defenders to help create the clean look. Now, I don't know about a big frame. Like we talk about big frame, we're looking at like Apollo Banchero, Joel Embiid, Jokic. I mean that's a big frame right there. And I really, really think it's very early in the season still. It's still like December. You know, January, you know, like these teams will really start picking it up in terms of playing harder for longer stretches. And, you know, we'll see a lot of this Claxton stuff really kind of like, you know, go away a little bit, man. All right, so it says defensively, the 6'11" center holding his opponents is 52.9, shooting within 6 feet of the basket. Good for the second best among players who have played 20 plus games and defended at least 6 shots attempts per game over there. So it says he's demonstrated the ability to defend multiple positions and hold his own on the perimeter, which is always isn't easy for a big man to accomplish. With that said, there's a laundry list of contenders who's looking to acquire the Georgia product to bolster their chances of winning the championship. Now, I'm not in the business of helping anyone, man, boost anything. Right now, let me get into my reasons why the Nets needs to hold on to Nic Claxton. We need to lose as many games as possible. Now, I'm gonna get into if you trade Claxton, if you trade him, and put Danny Wolf in there, you're going to actually start winning more games, and you're not getting AJ DeBonster, you're not going to get Darren Peterson, and you're not going to get like Cameron Boozer. So we saw in the Dallas game last night, in the final closing seconds of that game last night, they get the ball into Claxton. He goes for a jump hook, but all right, I think Anthony Davis was guarding him, and again, I coach basketball. I mean, I coach about what do you call it, 5th and 6th grade boys right now, and we were working on this last night. We're one of the best players on the team in terms of being able to actually create space. So when Claxton drives the basketball, and I'm going to show a little clip of exactly what I'm talking about. When Claxton actually drives the basketball, or like let's say goes for a jump hook, you know, what you really need to do is like be able to push that defender out, push him back a foot or two, and now you have about 5 seconds to get really like a clean shot off. But if you're not strong enough, you know, and you can't push that defender, all that defender got to do is just, you know, put his arms up, you know, wall up pretty much, which is what they call it. And now you have like maybe like a 20 to like 30% chance of actually really making that shot. You know, so I'm like, and I was listening to the commentators last night in that game. They was like, well, that's the best shot for that they can actually get. No, that wasn't a good shot, man. For one, Claxton is not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't want him taking that damn hook shot, man. You know, unless you lab that out thousands and thousands and thousands of times, like he actually really did. You know, you got to practice that jump hook, man. And again, you have to be able to create space, and it's hard for him with his frame. When you know the articles is pretty talking about, oh, he has a big frame, and it's hard for him to actually really do that. So, like I said, Claxton did improve. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck here. I'm not gonna lie or anything like that. Like, you know, he's has gotten better. The assist has gotten better. But the ball last night should have been in Danny Wolf's hands. If they really wanted to win this game, you sit Claxton down and you put Noah Clowney in there. So now you have two guys that can actually open up the floor, and two guys that are really respectable three-point shooters that's on a scouting report. Like, hey, Clowney can shoot threes, and Danny Wolf can actually shoot threes. And what that'll do is actually bring out whoever's on there, Gafford, I think, if he's still on their team, or Anthony Davis, or Cooper Flag. And Cooper Flag, you know, can protect the rim somewhat. You're not going to just go in there and just drive it on him like that. He has, you know, he can get up off the floor pretty quickly. He can, you know, and he's, you know, strong. So that'll bring those guys up, and it will open up driving lanes. And so, yeah, man, definitely keep Claxton as much as possible. He causes spacing issues on the floor, right? So when, you know, other sensors are out there, defenders drop back, you know? So you see the reason why Noah Demon and all these guys are really struggling to score the basket is because of Claxton being in there and defenders dropping back and forcing Claxton to shoot outside shots, mid-range shots, you know? And I highly encourage him to take those shots. I don't care if you miss or not, but you got to shoot those things if you're wide open, man. He should have been, you know, in the summertime, labbing those things out. And like, you know, should be able to make like a decent clip of those, man. You know, so he's hurting the actual offense with him on the floor. Keep Nic Claxton. It's the only way to get, you know, like AJ or Cameron Boozer or Darren Peterson, you know. So definitely like, comment. Y'all guys see the t-shirt over here. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And share the show. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.